If the cage system has never made sense to you, I'm about to make it a lot simpler. This is the aid system. We're only using A, D, and E. A is the formation used for major chords on the 5th string. E is the formation used for chords on the 6th string. So we're nixing G and C completely. The other reason we're doing that is because if you look, all of these types of chords I'm about to show you are in the same exact order. 1, 3, 5 is major. So D, F sharp, and A. So what we're going to do for a minor chord is you're just going to take the F sharp, the 3rd interval, and you're going to flat it into an F. You're taking it back 1 semitone. You're going to know you're taking it back to an F. Now, if you want to talk about a diminished chord, yeah, you're moving 2, but you've already made D minor. So you already know. If you want to take a major and turn it into a 7th, let's say a major 7th, well, you have D, A, D, and F sharp. But you're like, well, where's the 7th interval going to come from? Because as you can see, the 7th interval is C sharp. Well, what we do when we have a repeating root note is we use that root note for something else because we don't need the root note to repeat. In this case, it's obviously D, but we don't need to play D twice if we don't have to. In this case, we don't have to. We need a 7th interval. So we're going to take that second D and turn it into something else, which is going to be the 7th interval C sharp. And as long as you know you have a repeating root note, you know you can turn it into something else. So this is a dominant 7th, guys. What it actually is like a D7. If you ever go to a chord website, you see A7, E7, B7, D7. If it doesn't say major 7th or minor 7th, it's always going to be a dominant 7th if it just says 7. What we're doing is we're taking that C sharp from our D major 7th chord and we're just moving it down to a C because it's a dominant 7th. It's flat. So you can go from major 7th and you're moving that 2nd root note down again. Once for major, twice for dominant. Simple as that. Now, when you get to a minor 7th, you're playing a minor chord with a dominant 7th. If you were playing it with a major 7th, it'd be a major minor 7th. But I actually covered that in a video already, and I'm not going to go into it here, but I will tell you that if you're playing D, A, C, and F, that is a D minor 7th chord. However, be careful, because if you don't play that D there on the 4th string and you just play the last 3 strings, that's technically an F major because it's F, A, and C, which is the triad for F major. But if you hit that D right there, it's D minor 7th. So then we're going to move to half dominant 7th. Cool thing about this chord is everything's flat. So there's D major 7th where nothing's flat. Everything's just moved down 1 because everything is flat in this. The D, the F sharp, the A, the C sharp, it's all flattened. This is D diminished 7th. Now, I know it looks like a diminished 6th chord, and it kind of is, but it's technically a 7th. And again, we're just changing the half-diminished 7th. And we're taking that 7th interval back. So we're not really even doing anything. We're not even really doing anything with the main chord itself. We're just changing the extra interval that we changed into a 7th earlier. This is going to be D6. It's going to be the last chord I'm going to show you. As far as 6th chords go, I don't use them really all that much. But it's worth learning the theory, because all you're doing is you're taking the same B that you used for a diminished seventh, and you're just using it for a sixth by playing a major chord. So in D major, and we're just letting up off that second D, that second root note, and we're just letting the sixth interval, which is B, ring open. I hope you got something out of this video. My main focus was to show you where your notes are and which ones to change for whatever chord you're trying to make. Really anywhere on the neck, because it doesn't have to be D, but because of, you know, open D, it was the easiest one. If you want me to make a capo tutorial, hype up the channel. If I get enough likes, I'll show you the theory of playing G and C with a capo and showing you what chords that they make. And you got to subscribe, because you support the channel, and then you are going to be notified on the newest video. I won't tell anybody else. Just if you don't subscribe, you won't know about it. So that'll be it for today. I hope you got something out of this. And until the next video comes out, keep rocking.